To me, when you give more and you expect less back, you're always going to be rewarded. Because when you don't have that expectation, whatever comes your way is going to be a blessing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Everything that I've just talked about, those of you that study the Bible and read it, you'll find everything I just said right in the Bible. Every bit of it. Simply because it's how we are supposed to live our lives. It's right. It's in the Ten Commandments. You can find basically everything I've said there. You know, the thing about it is, life is worth living. Don't be miserable. Let's go back to the computer now, and we're going to talk a little more about some of this stuff. The only way to win an argument is to not argue. That's right out of Dale Carnegie's book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a fact.
It's 100% true.
Never criticize, never condemn, never complain. Again, right out of Dale Carnegie's book.
Gary, will you give us the benefit of the doubt that we're probably never going to get to the point where we never criticize, we never condemn, we never complain, but if at least we acknowledge it and we're trying, at least we're moving in the right direction?
It is almost impossible for us as human beings to not fail when it comes to criticizing, condemning, and complaining. I think if you make an effort to not do that, you will find yourself feeling better. Now let me tell you why you don't do that. The next time you're listening to someone criticize another person, I want you to listen carefully. Better yet, I want you to go into your heart and see if you feel better about the person that's doing the criticizing before they started, or if you feel they have lessened themselves in your eyes because they were criticizing someone else. And what I think you will find is that every single time you hear another human being criticize someone, that it makes the person doing the criticizing less, in your opinion, as you're watching them do it. Yet the person doing the criticizing, for some reason, thinks that they're building themselves up by doing this criticism of someone else that they're tearing down, and it is exactly the opposite of what we think it is. In other words, we think that if we can criticize somebody and put them down, that we can make ourselves be bigger and better and look smarter and look more intelligent, when in fact we're doing exactly the opposite. The people that are listening to us do the criticizing, condemning, and complaining think far less of us because we are doing it. So just give yourself a simple test. The next time you hear someone criticizing someone, ask yourself, do I feel better about that person that's doing the criticizing, or do I feel that they are less than what they were now that I've heard them doing this criticizing? And when you do that, it may stop you from doing it.
But in all fairness, you're saying that the person who criticizes another person isn't doing it because they dislike the person or that they want to put them down. They're actually doing it because they want to feel better about themselves.
For some reason, as human beings, we think if we criticize someone else, that somehow builds us up. And I don't even think we know why we do it. We just know we love doing it.
It feels good.
It makes us feel so good to do it. The dopamine's flowing because we're doing it. And I think it's just because instinctively they think, well, if they're less, we're more. When in fact, the people that are watching us do it decide we're less and they're more. So I guess my point is, that's why you don't criticize, condemn, and complain. It makes you less of a human being in the eyes of those around you when you do. It's the opposite of what your instincts are. Let's take a break and we'll come back and we'll wind this thing up.
We're talking about life. Even though the program is called Simply the Law, we're talking about some good things that I think everybody can use. Back with Gary C. Johnson right after this. Simply the Law with Gary C. Johnson. We'll be back in just a moment.
Choosing a college means choosing an education to last a lifetime.
Hey, my name is Corey, and I'm a sophomore here at Pikeville College. When I was trying to decide where I wanted to go to college, I wanted to go somewhere that would be close. Teachers are always in their office and always there to help you. It's just been a great fit for me so far.
I'm Brooke, and I'm a nursing student here at Pikeville College. This campus, everyone is so nice. It feels like family.
Pikeville College is changing our world one graduate at a time. We would like to include you.
Welcome back to Simply the Law. This is my friend, again, Gary Johnson. And let me tell you what he does to me. See, when I get all built up and I'm mad over the diet and I start to criticize and I condemn and I complain, he comes back with this program and he diffuses all of it. And he forces me once again to be happy. Thank you, my friend.
You're very welcome. The thing about it is, folks, we probably need to go back to the computer. I actually want to cover just a couple of things in law, but I brought on the computer, let's go to it. We've gone through never criticize, condemn, and complain. And I thought I'd end this segment of it with this one.
Oh, man. That hurt. That was low. Here. See, just when I bragged on you, I come back out, I brag on you, and then you do that to me.
Lose weight.
Okay, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it with a good attitude. I'll feel better about myself.
That's right, and you'll be so proud of yourself when you do.
Gary, I think the whole content of this program is this. For the people that are home tonight, you know, we've had some cold weather, the power out, and a few things. It really wasn't that big of a deal. You're saying, be happy, don't have any hatred. Unfortunately, for some of the people, and these are the people who probably do what you say, are the people who are in pain, injured, they've had a run of bad luck, but for some reason, they cherish the things that you're talking about.
That's right, and for those of you that didn't have any power, it is a pretty big deal.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Hopefully we'll keep that from happening again. Anyhow, let's go back to the computer. I want to talk a couple of things about the law. Okay. Oh, common sense. Try honestly to see things from the other's point of view. I forgot to get to that one. Rules of the road. Just a couple of statutes. You can be responsible for your child under the following circumstances when you're driving. Your child is under the age of 18, and if you sign for a minor to receive a driver's license, you can be responsible if they're on the highway. Any car owner who allows a minor to drive their car on the highway is liable for the minor's negligence. I'll bet you folks didn't know that. If you loan your car to someone under 18 and they wreck, you're responsible. Rules of the road, no operator's license is evidence of negligence. Seat belts and child restraint systems are required. Vehicles shall be operated in a careful manner with regard to the safety and convenience of both pedestrians and vehicles. And we didn't get to all of these. I had a bunch of them, so we will go back and talk about this later.
We'll be happy about the laws, too. Thank you, my friend.
It's good to be here.
I'm on a happy diet now. If you want to join the 43rd annual Gary C. Johnson diet, you're more than welcome to come along.
We'd love to have you folks. Misery loves company.
Less of us will be here next week. On behalf of Gary C. Johnson, I'm Keith Casebolt. Thank you for tuning in to Simply the Law. We look forward to seeing you again next week at this same time.